Well, as you may have heard, I was in Costa Rica a couple of weeks ago. Wasn't your ordinary vacation. I mixed cement for a week as part of my Global Volunteers adventure. Today, part one, meet my new friends. A half a world away in Central America, I met 12 people who convinced me that, in a gentle way, you can shake the world. The Gandhi quote was a contribution from Nikhil Sahai, a soft-spoken but clever 17-year-old from Florida and one of my fellow Global Volunteers. His cousin Akhil Gupta, also 17, supplied the comic relief to us as we worked in the hot Costa Rican sun.
Yeah, right there. Get a little bit of that.
A lot of muscle is going into this community center, which will someday serve the people of the small town of Cañitas. Global Volunteers has been involved in a number of projects, from building a health care center to a soccer field, and also renovating this elementary school where kids attend classes here. All of the projects are labor-based and attract people from around the world. Our team ranged in age from 13 to 72. There was 49-year-old Beth Barker, who we playfully referred to as the Altoid because she was curiously strong. Beth is a retired investment banker from California who brought her 2 teenage sons with her on this trip.
Fortunately, they've gotten used to the idea of community service. When I said it was in Costa Rica, that was a draw. I waited to tell them that we would be pouring cement the whole week until they had already signed up.
Okay.
Evil. Very evil.
Her son Rai, whose commentary you just heard, was my assistant throughout the week, and he shot some of the video for this story, including the interview with his mom.
Stay classy, Minnesota.
Ryan Piotrowski, a pediatrician from Buffalo, New York, summed the team up like this.
It's a diverse group, mix of folks, almost like a reality show. We've got high school aged up through, in the 70s. So it's been interesting to watch how everybody, fits in and finds their own little niches.
Katja found hers in painting. As we learned, the 72-year-old retired teacher from Hawaii and eldest member of our team preferred discussions on philosophy rather than idle chit-chat. Working by her side, 21-year-old Pooja Gupta, a medical student at the University of Michigan who convinced her younger brother, Akhil, and cousin Nikhil to join her on the humanitarian adventure. Then there's 46-year-old Ed Kruzka, who spent 8 years teaching abroad from Asia to Spain. Now he teaches high school math in Chicago. This isn't his first volunteer vacation. He's previously worked in Guatemala, Thailand, and Cambodia. We came here for different reasons, and we shared them with others. To clear my head, reevaluate my goals, feed my soul. Here in this rural Costa Rican village, friendships were formed, skills were learned, and goodwill was cemented into the rolling hills of Monteverde. Well, now that you've met some of my new friends, tomorrow I'll take you through the nitty-gritty part of our Global Volunteers experience. Our task for the week, laying the cement floor for our community center, plus a few highlights of our playtime in Costa Rica. If you're interested in becoming a Global Volunteer, you can log on to globalvolunteers.org for information. Well, if you tuned in yesterday, you met the 12 people that I traveled with to Costa Rica as part of my Global Volunteer experience. It was an interesting mix of people who came together on a work project a half a world away. Our task? Building the cement foundation for a community center. Here are a few pages from my Global Volunteers journal. 4 walls surrounded by patches of grass. That's what we faced our first day. In 2 weeks, the earth will be replaced by a cement floor. In Cañitas, Costa Rica, Global Volunteers are helping the local community build a community center. Gina Russo heads up this project.
We don't have cement mixers. You can see we use the machetes. So we use sand and gravel and cement and water, and we just mix the cement right on the floor, right on the ground.
Most things were made from scratch here. Sand was sifted for cement. Some of us prepped the ground. We pulled weeds, cleared the area of debris, and sanded, and later painted beams. There were piles of sand transported by wheelbarrow, and piles of rock, bags of cement mixed in with water. One big batch made after another of cement. Everyone had a job, like Ed Kruzka from Chicago.
Right now we're laying the floor and I'm helping them level with cement. We rake, we dug dirt. That's another reason I do this. I like the physical labor idea.
And it was hot. and
Show me your
human.
muscles.
In Costa Rica, they don't have money to spend on tools, so a lot of the work was done using crude materials like this handmade rake and this spike that was carved with a machete. The cement mixed by hand. And then came a break we used every day, the afternoon downpour where we huddled together under shelter and cooled off a bit. The next day, we started the process all over again. 5 wheelbarrows of sand, 5 of stone, split those up into 2 piles, add 2 bags of cement, then add water. Mix briskly with shovels. It was the perfect recipe for camaraderie. The locals became our work buddies, like Olher, a married father of 3 who we tried to match his pace. He says the only community center around here is a private one, and you have to pay a lot of money to use it. We solved problems together.
Everyone was iffy about getting a cement mixer because they thought that it was nice that everyone was working together, just doing it manually.
Have more fun doing manually and all that.
But they decided that it might take too long, and the cement mixer would actually be a good idea.
Every day, the locals invited us into their home for a big lunch, complete with fresh fruit and local cuisine, and always dessert. And the workdays ended early enough in the afternoon, so there was plenty of time to play, and play we did, like ziplining in the cloud forest, an experience I wasn't so sure about at first.
5,000 feet and half a mile later. How do I look?
The grease from the cables left us filthy, but we didn't care. We spent our days up to our ankles in mud and caked with cement. But more importantly, we left our sweat and our hearts on the Costa Rican soil, and it felt pretty good. Well, it was an awesome experience. Great people, beautiful country. One of the other things that I did in the afternoon, went on a beautiful horseback ride in the rainforest. It was just beautiful. So I just can't say enough about the experience. I'm definitely going to do it again.
Yeah, but don't downplay the part that it was the volunteer aspect of it. You did a lot of good for people who needed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice,
And, you know, we worked side by side with the locals, and just, you know, it was fun. It was like adult camp with a good purpose. And by the way, if you're interested in becoming a global volunteer, you can log on to globalvolunteers.org. And definitely, like I said, next year I'll be doing the same, probably in a different country.
That's great.
Yeah.